But we are beginning tonight with the August 4th election. This coming Thursday, voters in Shelby County will head to the polls to elect their leaders for the next 4 years. So we are joined tonight by two veteran political participants and observers. We're joined by Terry Rowland and Dr. Kenneth Whalen, Jr. It's good to see you both.
Thanks for having us.
Good to get the band back together.
Amen.
Let's go.
Looking forward to your perspectives tonight.
Oh, well, let me tell you, I'm on here with somebody that I really respect and love, and I'll tell you, we've been reminiscing back in the back, and it's wonderful to see the pastor.
And we'll get to it here in just a moment. All right, all 13 seats on the Shelby County Commission are on Thursday's ballot, but only 5 are contested. So let's begin in District 1, which covers Arlington, Millington, and most of northern Shelby County. Incumbent Republican Amber Mills is facing a challenge from Democrat Donna McDonald Martin. Mills was first elected in 2018 and has been a longtime figure in Republican politics in Shelby County. McDonald Martin is a registered nurse and a political newcomer. All right, Commissioner, let's start with you since this was your old seat.
My old seat.
You know, we have 5 contested races here,
Right.
and let's talk about how important the incumbency is because, you know, you're sitting on that seat.
Right.
You have some type of name recognition there. Amber Mills is looking for another term.
Right.
Does she benefit, do you think, from the power of incumbency?
Yes, she does, but there's one thing that you want to really watch, and that's not to lose all your institutional knowledge. So I think this district is a majority Republican, nothing against the Democrat challenger, but I just don't think there's enough Democrat vote in that district to pull it off. But Amber's done a good job. And I'm not just saying it because she followed me, but she's been real good with keeping up with her district.
Pastor, Democrat Donna McDonald Martin, she's a registered nurse. This is her first foray into politics. Does that actually work to her advantage or her disadvantage?
I think it depends on the level of participation from black Democrats in Shelby County. It's with it being a sort of new position, with there being a groundswell of interest surrounding the DA's race, that may be enough to pull in more black voters. I don't know that it'll be enough, but I hope so.
All right, so now let's move on to District 2, which covers Collierville, also covers Fisherville, and southern parts of Cordova. Incumbent Republican David Bradford is running unopposed in this particular race. And in District 3, which includes Bartlett, Lakeland, and the Brunswick area, incumbent Republican Mick Wright will be back for another term. But our next contested race is District 4, which includes Germantown and parts of East Memphis. Current District 13 Commissioner, Republican Brandon Morrison, is running against Democrat Brittany Chauncey. Morrison was first elected in 2018, and Chauncey is, again, a political newcomer. This is kind of one of those different kind of races that you have out here. You almost need an Excel spreadsheet to follow it all because you have District 4, which is currently held by Mark Billingsley, but he is term limited, so he can't run again. So here you have Brandon Morrison, who's coming in because of redistricting. She's your District 13 Commissioner. She's now running for District 4. And then you have the Democrat Brittany Chauncey, who is the newcomer in this race. Now, out in this particular district, you have East Memphis, and do they stick with the political novice in this case, or do they go with Commissioner Morrison, do you think?
I think the novice does have a chance. The complexion of that particular area of our county is changing. It's getting a little bit darker in complexion, which is a good thing, and it may mean that the newcomer, the novice, will have a little bit more support. I don't think Brandon, is that her name, Morrison, has staunch support in the Republican community. In fact, as I'm driving to church out that way, I see some signs for her opponent, and I hear some opposition from people about some of the stands that she's taken. Interestingly enough, she is being castigated for trying to cross the aisle and work with Democrats, but her Republican base seems to be upset about that. So I don't know if she's going to be able to withstand, but I'm hoping that the novice, as a person who came in with no political experience myself and who won handily, I'm hoping that this woman, this candidate, can do a good job.
Terry, how do you see this playing out in District 4?
I'll see it being close, but I think that Commissioner Morrison has the money and the backing to probably pull this off. And yes, she's had some problem with her own party, and basically it really is not more of a party thing. Actually, it's more of a suburban versus urban thing. So it's her being from Memphis, East Memphis, she doesn't like to vote for anything for anything outside of Memphis, and she has her own reasons, but I think she'll pull this off.
All right, coming up next is District 5, which now covers most of Cordova and northeast Memphis. This race features Democrat Shante Avant, who recently resigned after serving several years on the Memphis Shelby County School Board, and Republican Todd Payne, who serves on the county's Republican Executive Committee. So as you take a look at this race, this is another seat that is changing due to redistricting.
Right.
You do have Shante Avant, who's here. She has some name recognition because she has been on the school board. But keep in mind that Todd Payne, he also has some deep roots within the Republican Party. He has a lot of people who are going to be showing up to vote for him as well. So who do you think has the advantage here?
I'm going to tell you, this is going to be a tight race. It's a new district, one that was created, and it's just about all Cordova. Ashante has great name recognition. She's a very good candidate, good friend of mine. But Todd, I think that he's got a lot of momentum behind him. I think that he's big in Christian radio. I think that might help pull him over the line, so to say.
Sure. There is one little caveat here. This seat was held by Michael Whaley, who is a Democrat. Does that give Shante Avant, do you think, the advantage in this race?
I think it does, and I think that, and she's an impressive candidate, as Terry said, she's an impressive presence, a speaker, but I think that she needs to do more in bringing attention to the fact that her opponent is a Republican. I think that will work in her favor. She needs to bring attention to the fact that he is a Trumpian candidate in the terms that people think of the Republican Party. I think that will stand her in good stead with her base. We'll see.
All right, now on to District 6, which includes much of Raleigh and the Nutbush neighborhood. Community activist Charlie Caswell Jr. won the Democratic nomination, and there is no Republican opposition, so Caswell will be one of the new faces on the commission. But as we move on to District 7, which covers Frazier and parts of North Memphis, a very familiar face is hoping to make a return to the county commission. Henry Brooks, who served 2 terms from 2007 to 2015, is the Democratic nominee. She's being challenged by an independent candidate, Dakota Brown, who's also no stranger to the county commission, having served as a legislative assistant and a grant coordinator there. So District 7, this is the seat that was held by Tammy Sawyer. Does that mean that the Democrat Henry Brooks, is she going to have the inside track, do you think?
I don't think so. I think that voters are more sophisticated than we'd like to give them credit for. I think that Henry Brooks has made her own sort of situation. She made her own bed in terms of her political past and some of the things that have occurred. And I think that her opponent, although she's running as an independent, which is hard to do in the black community, I think she has an advantage because of her experience in grant writing, receiving monies for the community. I think if she can articulate that, she'll have a pretty good chance.
All right.
At least I hope she does.
A seat that was once held by Democrats, at least here in the past,
Right.
does it now flip to the independent?
Well, I know both ladies. I served with Commissioner Brooks, and Miss Brown worked for the county commission. She's wonderful. If anybody could probably pull this off, Miss Brown probably could. But I'm going to tell you, Commissioner Brooks has a well-known name, and this one here is going to come down to turnout. It's going to come down to turnout and who can get their people to the polls.
I don't disagree with that.
All right, moving on to District 8, which includes the downtown area, Medical District, and parts of South Memphis. Incumbent Democrat Mikkel Lowry is unopposed. District 9 is also on the uncontested list, with Democratic incumbent Edmund Ford Jr. returning to serve Southwest Memphis and Whitehaven. And then heading over to District 10, Democrat Brittany Thornton will be the new commissioner for Orange Mound, Cherokee, and parts of East Memphis. In District 11, which includes Parkway Village and parts of Hickory Hill, Memphis Shelby County School Board member Miska Clay Bibbs won the Democratic nomination and is running unopposed. And then over in District 12, Democrat Erica Sugarman will be the new commissioner for Southeast Memphis, Fox Meadows, and Hickory Hill. So finally, we are now on to District 13. And current District 5 commissioner there, Michael Whaley, is running against business owner Republican Ed Apple to serve the people of Midtown, Berkeley, and much of East Memphis. So this is another one of those weird districts that we have. This is District 13. This is where the incumbent is actually not really the incumbent.
Right.
He was the commissioner for District 5. He's now running for District 13. District 13 was held by a Republican. He's now a Democrat. So what does that do to District 13, do you think?
It's a new ball game. I know both of them. Commissioner Whaley he's a really good guy. Personally, Mr. Apple is a great businessman. I think he really has a shot. Mr. Apple has a shot at this. And again, a lot of these races are going to be determined about who can get their base out.
Terry is absolutely wrong. No apple has a chance against a whale league. Anybody whose name begins with whale is automatically the front runner. But serious business, man. Whaley is a former school teacher, very compassionate young man. Is articulate with regard to the needs of the people in the district and our county. And I think he's done a good job on the commission. He will need to play up the fact that he's already on the commission. Let people know, hey, this is a new position for me, but I'm already here. I'm not new to this. I'm true to this. If he gets that point out, get that message across, Mr. Apple will have to find another tree.
Yes. So you think he flips this back to Democrats?
Yep.
All right, when we come back, we'll continue the election discussion with a closer look at the term limits referendum that's on the ballot for Memphis voters. That's coming up next on Informed Sources.